This is Elizabeth Kadesi, and it has been a minute since I've come and filmed and talked about anything. But guys, 2018 is around the corner, and I told myself that before the new year comes along, I have to do another video. I want to know a little bit about what Master's Piece is about. Master's Piece is really all about inner and outer beauty. It's a blog that I started and I made a personal decision to continue with before 2018. So let me tell you what happened. I did not get glammed up for this video. So what basically happened is I was supposed to go to my girlfriend's wedding shower, and I saved it at 5 p.m. when it was supposed to be at 2 p.m. So
girl, if you're watching, you know what I mean? I was already ready, you know what I'm saying? I was ready, I was coming. It's just the time, you know what I'm saying? Though, you're right there though. So this is why I'm looking like this, so, which ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah, so that's kind of the reasons.
If you a girl, a lady out there, you know, we don't want to waste our beauty, or we don't want to waste our makeup and whatever. So when we look good, we want to be able to use it. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and film it. One of the reasons why I even started this YouTube channel was to basically help people learn how to have inner beauty. And I know when you say inner beauty can sound very vague, but inner beauty is literally learning how to have beauty inside out in opposed to outside in. I think in a society that we live in, we are so worried about being beautiful. We're so caught up in being beautiful. And I had a quote that I posted, I just started it, but Master's Piece is literally a name that got put in my heart when I read Psalms 139, which is literally one of my favorite verses, which was a moment when I was going through a lot of insecurity, self-doubt, and like I was saying, the reason why I even started this blog was because I went through a lot of insecurities, self-doubt, and this was more so my high school years, getting into college and having all these ideas and identity crises of who I was supposed to be but not really being there. You know, I struggled in a lot of identity crisis growing up, and it was not just not the fact that I, you know, was a girl, but there was ethnicity issues I was dealing with. There was body image issues that I was dealing with. And I blogged about this one time. I had a blog that I started with WordPress, but I moved it all over to my new website called masterspiecekdc.com. So you guys, if you were one of the subscribers to my blog on WordPress,
That's what happened to me, like over here. So I guess I will put a link on there again just to remind those who still want to follow these inspirational messages.
But back to what I was saying, I was going through a lot of identity crisis. I even went through a stage where, let me tell you guys, the devil is like real. But anyways, we'll get into that in another chapter. But if you're following my YouTube channel, understand this: I am a very well-rounded person. I am not a I don't know, I am so much of so many things, but I am a Christian. I believe in God, and these messages are inspired by the Word. I am not the end-all be-all guru, relationship style expert, whatever, but all my messages are tailored by the Word of God. I'm a strong believer, and there's nothing wrong with saying that I love Jesus.
I love Jesus. That my homie, like, me and Jesus.
I cannot make it without God. Like, you have no idea. I cannot. So Master's Piece is all about being a work of art and being a portrait, being a painting in God's gallery, in you're God's masterpiece, because you were wonderfully and beautifully created. You are awesome. And when God created you, he said it was perfect. And that was how I got the word masterpiece, because I realized instead of just being a masterpiece, I would be the masterpiece. So I'd be perfect in the way that God made me. I would be perfect in the way that God framed me, in the way that God made my personality, in the way that God made my thought, my ideas, my brain, my vision. I would be a masterpiece in that way. And when I was in his wall and not in this world's wall, not in society's wall, not in the fashion world, but when I was in his wall, I would be that masterpiece. And when I would let him finish his work, when I would let him paint this beautiful vision that he has for me, I would become a masterpiece. And I reflected that in all my work, and I started calling myself a masterpiece. And you know, you are what you say. You become a self-fulfilling prophecy. So this is what masterpiece is about. If you're interested, subscribe. If you're not, that's cool. But I want this YouTube channel to really help those individuals that have went through what I have went through. Also, I want to help you guys look good. Outfit of the day's inspirational videos, but then I'll also have inspirational videos based on faith, inner beauty, and also self-growth. I am going to step into a new milestone in my life. Next year I will be 30 years old. So for those who are watching, I thought your girl was like 24 and you still think I'm 24, I appreciate that. That's such a blessing, you know. I used to fear the age 30, but God has literally like delivered me from this cultural mindset of age, and part of it is my culture, y'all. I'm African, and there's just so much around that. But I would like to talk about, I'm gonna blog and talk about the topic before you turn 30 and what girls and guys should know and what you should be working on before you turn 30, instead of worrying about the typical things people think you should get by 30. So watch out for that blog or YouTube channel and blog. I'll be blogging. Yeah, so that's what masterpiece is about. But today I want to talk a little bit about contentment. Being contentment. Not being contentment, but being content with the life that you have. That has really been my meditation for this year. I apologize if this video is a little dark. It is a little dark. You know, it's so hard to be content as a human being, because as human beings, we are always wanting the next thing. We're always wanting to get the next thing. We kind of created to be like that in a way, you know. We're created to kind of, we always want something more. But what I've learned this year is that life is never about the milestone. Life is never about getting what we want. It's not about contentment is not about fulfillment, you know. It's about realizing what you already have. And we just went through Thanksgiving, and we're going through Christmas, and we're going to go into New Year's, and I want to share my journey with you guys of contentment, because I think there would be less suicides, there'd be less depressed people, there'll be more people living a rich and fulfilling life. And when I say rich and fulfilling life, it has nothing to do with monetary value. It's all about mentality. It's about maturity. It's about, you know, just being in the moment and understanding that you lack nothing and you wills or wants us to do. And there's a verse that I read on Philippians chapter 4 verse 11, and I actually got this verse from that pastor, because I never really thought and reflected upon this verse the way he meant, the way maybe I never looked at it the way he basically he brought it, and the message, I think it's Philippians 4:11. It says that I have learned, not that I have Not that I am asking out of need. This is Paul talking as I paraphrase, but I've learned to be content in whatever state that I am, whether I'm hungry or whether I'm full, whether I'm bound or abased. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Now,
Y'all know y'all be misquoting that quote sometimes because y'all just use it for your own benefit.
but you can do all things to Christ in the mountain or in the valley. You can do all things to Christ. When you're hungry or when you're full, you can do all things to Christ. When your bills are paid or when you're paid, when you're rich or when you're poor, when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're good or when you're bad. Contentment is the balance of the good and evil. Content is somehow the middle ground between what we want and what we have. Contentment is the realization of what we already have, and not downgrading what we want, but focusing more on what we have. That is contentment. When we get to the point where we stop being miserable over what we don't have and start focusing on what we do have, we live in contentment. And I'll give you guys an example, because really contentment is really what you focus on. I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he was talking about focus, and he says,
When you're in a room, if you tell yourself, let me focus on everything that is red, you will literally gravitate towards anything that is red. And then he told everyone in the room, focus on everything that is blue. And literally they would notice everything that is blue. And that is the same thing with contentment and living a life of contentment. Focus on everything
that is right in your life. Starting 2018, don't even wait for New Year's, start now. What is going right in your life? What can you focus on? Every day, I promise you, if you make this exercise, if you do this exercise and build a solid habit, but if you woke up every day and every morning, I mean the problems and the issues of life will go away, but you make that solid decision that I'm gonna focus on everything that's right. And I'm gonna focus, you will feel a sense of joy. You will feel that spirit of contentment. You will realize how much more you have. How many people have died since this year began, and I can't even imagine how blessed I am to be alive. I would like to give a shout out to all my 20-something subscribers. I didn't realize people were subscribing to this because I was really inconsistent, but I would like to give a shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys subscribing. But to end this video, I would like to give you guys this challenge to focus on everything that is going right in your life. Focus on the right. Like literally the same way you would focus on everything that is black in your room, focus on everything that is right. And understand that, you know, that God's strength is sufficient for you. You can do all things. Okay, so I don't know if this helped. Did this help? So yeah, like I was saying, the challenge for you guys is to literally, I dare you guys, for these weeks that remain, to focus on the good. All right, stay lovely, stay fabulous, stay happy, stay how do I even word this?
Stay fly, masterpiece.